Reports have recently begun to surface that may cause trouble for the ongoing successful Visikov Circus. The circus has begun performing on the rural circuit for over 20 years and has used one of the larger and most successful circuses operating to this day. Perhaps its prior success is the reason it did not fade completely out of existence. As so many circuses have did in the past, they fall out. When the practice of using animals in an act came into force, the combination of the pan and the rise of more convenient entertainment, such as cinemas, home televisions, and the internet, led to many such circuses going completely out of business. But not Visikov's. Visikov Circus is unique. Despite being dodged with some unusual rumors over the years, much of which could be attributed to the rise in horror films using carnivals and clowns as a subject of fear, the circus continued to tour its show through the smaller towns and villages of the Northeast England, pulling enough of an audience to allow the carnival to continue work and keep in business. Unfortunately, the latest development may mean the end of that. The arrest of someone named Rowdy Harrison, a handyman and estate technician working for the theater. In connection to the disappearance of a local teenager, currently unnamed clues to the ongoing investigation, this teenager was seen several times with Mr. Harrison as he prepared the props and costumes for the circus performers, and had been heard to describe as a man of off-putting. Others have also noted behavior in Mr. Harrison that might be considered cause for alarm, such as his odd hobby of drawing faces onto the mannequins used for storing in the costumes. If Mr. Harrison suffered from an undiagnosed mental health problem, and these issues caused what could have been speculated to be a tragic outcome, the circus would surely come under severe scrutiny. So it was hidden, it was put under the table, completely ignored by the circus. Questions have been raised on why the boy, if he found Mr. Harrison so off-putting, spent time with him at all. Sources inside the circus have stated that in return for some small assistance in managing the props, Mr. Harrison provided free tickets for the boy, so he could attend the show without paying. One of the performers, who wishes to remain anonymous because of the concerns of his safety, claims to have overheard Rowdy screaming at the teenager boy 2 weeks ago before his disappearance. A quote from the anonymous performer goes as such: "I think the boy moved one of the mannequins, and Rowdy started screaming at him for touching what was his. He said something about the boy not being ready yet, that he is still his, whatever that means." Following this violent exchange, the teenager was no longer seen in Rowdy's company, but had told both of his parents at the separate times that he felt as though he was being followed. His father had told police that he actually felt unusual, that someone was following him under the boardwalk, a shortcut from the circus camping ground to the boy's home. On the night of June 19th, the boy was reported missing by his parents after failing to return home to the evening after school. A search was conducted by the local police department. What was found at the Visikov Circus was escalated the investigation from a missing person to a potential murder. The area where the props and the costumes were kept were covered in blood, coated in them, most of which had tested positive for a missing boy, the same DNA of the boy missing. Though no body had been located, Rowdy Harrison was arrested on the scene, having apparently suffered a complete psychotic breakdown. Eyewitnesses reported seeing him being escorted into a guarded ambulance, his face a mess of stitches and plastic where he had apparently attempted to attach the face of one of his mannequins to his own. When asked about the boy to Rowdy, he kept repeating this: "One out, one in, skin for in, one out, one in, skin for skin." However, an update soon came to the story. The teenage boy, believed dead at the hands of Rowdy Harrison, had been found alive and well. Mr. Harrison had been released without charge, as the police had no longer any cause to hold him, with the boy returning and apparently no victim of foul play. Despite his gruesome facial disfigurement, the result of him having the plastic face of the mannequin surgically removed, he has returned to the job as a circus. He is just a regular handyman now. Visikov moves on tomorrow to a new town, so Harrison will be gone from the boy. But what about the boy? The missing teenager walked into his home 4 days after his disappearance and has given no explanation for his absence. His parents are obviously relieved at his return, though they remain concerned of what may have occurred during his absence. His mother is quoted as saying that he has lost some weight, skin seems to be hanging loosely, and he has had a few scars she doesn't remember him having before. But other than that, it's his boy. When asked for a statement of his own, the boy had only those words to say: "It's warm in this skin. I like it."